thank you, Quentin. When we're arguing at the board meetings, you're not quite as kind relative to my positions. Welcome, everybody. Ron Berkeley is president of the Health and Medicine Policy Research Group. I'm very pleased and excited that so many people are able to make it. I am one of the other founding board members with Quentin that he recruited way back 28 years ago to help make a difference. And as he so aptly put, one of the things that attracted me to the Board of Health and Medicine was the mantra, we can do whatever we want. And so how did this particular event come about? As part of what Health and Medicine feels that we do is we fill gaps relative to where nobody has stepped up, nobody has gone beyond what the existing policy or existing set of services. So we are very much dedicated and focused on trying not to replicate or duplicate what is already going on in the healthcare field, particularly in Chicago and Illinois, but to fill that gap. And essentially, this award program is exactly along those lines. We did not feel that there was anybody right now, a sufficient number of opportunities to recognize those unsung individuals, the people who, when they get up here and get their awards, will say, I didn't do anything different. I'm not so special. It's just that humbleness that makes them remarkable individuals and organizations. And we very much feel that this was something that needed to happen in order to recognize those individuals. That was the first reason that we thought these awards would be important and valuable. The second was, although we get serious at times, we like to have fun. And we have utilized this opportunity both as a fundraiser, as we call this event itself, that it recognizes that we can't always take ourselves so seriously relative to the work we do, but it's time to also celebrate and acknowledge some of the important, valuable, and essential services and individuals who are part of this process. So as a result of getting to do what we want, we decided in 2006 to create a series of awards. We came up with the, maybe not so clever idea of let's have an award that matches our name. So we have an award that's in the health field, medicine, policy, research, and a group. So there are 5 awards, that's how it all started. Although we knew that this was not going to become the Oscars, you should know that the agency that actually has produced our awards for us, that you'll see, or maybe saw them displayed out at the beginning, they are in fact the same organization that produces the statuette Oscars at the real Oscar celebration. It's a connection that we thought would at least make sure that you understand some of the value. So we began the awards. We began the awards in 2006, where we recognized 5 individuals: Sasha and Jane from Rush University, Carl Bell from the Community Mental Health Council, Ida Hellander from the Physicians for National Health Program, Steve Whitman was the award winner for research and at the Sinai Urban Health Institute, and the group award, or as we finally decided to call it, the Quentin Award, was the Little Village Community Development Corporation. Last year, we, as you probably gotten a sense, Health and Medicine is not as rigid or structured, so we weren't quite able to make these annual awards, but so we ended up skipping 2007, and in 2008 we did provide some awards to 2 individuals that we felt actually embodied all 5 of our efforts, Health, Medicine, Policy, and Research Group, and so we gave an award to Gordy Schiff and Marge Cohen because of the work that they had done, and obviously as a married couple we thought they qualified as a group. So it all worked out. We got our awards last year in 2008. So this year, the process was relatively straightforward, where we asked for nominations for individuals, and we appreciate all those who did the nominating, and in fact, many of those individuals themselves are deserved themselves of awards. And we utilized some very simple criteria as part of the process. We looked at those aspects that were embodied the Health and Medicine values and principles, and that includes both universal health care, includes the effort to focus on primary care, the focus on healthcare disparities and racism, and looking at public sector and underserved populations. Those are sort of the underlying values of the Health and Medicine Policy Research Group, so the individual and their work had to meet that criteria. but also we also looked at those individuals who had not been in the spotlight so much, those who had been doing their work above and beyond their day-to-day responsibilities and gone beyond what would be expected and made a contribution above and beyond what they were getting paid for. So the last part of that contribution criteria was the role of being a mentor, a teacher, a role model, but also somebody that was even inspirational. We understand that anytime that you do what you do on a daily basis, you get some individual satisfaction, but if you can go above and beyond and end up inspiring others, we think that's also an important criteria. So along with those criteria, we did add this year a new component, which was an emerging health leader. We wanted to make sure that as part of our guidelines that we included not just those folks who've been around for a while and have a long track record, but those who we believe will have already made a mark at a younger age and will continue to do so in the future. So with that, we had a committee that came together, and I'd like to thank Mark Corman as the chairman of our committee and Karen Pritikin as our lead staff person, and the effort that they have provided to bring us to the presentation of those awards. It's all one of those unsung heroes that I want to make sure I recognize with the person who just spoke, Margie Shaps, who is our executive director of the Health and Medicine Policy Research Group. She deserves a round of applause for everything that she has done. One of my favorite quotes, which I think is reflective of the awardees today, is that as we do our work, it's an adage that I believe is important to remember. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And everybody who's being awarded here cares a lot, and we know that they know a lot, and we appreciate their being here, and we look forward to their receiving their awards. Thank you all so very much.